Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rusty 78609 on the road again. I'm headed to Capitan, New Mexico. Where am I going there? I'm going to Mama Bear RV Park right in downtown Capitan. I've been there before a few times. I like that little spot. I've got my same old spot again with a great view of the dumpster. I have a dumpster fetish. No, I don't. It's just that that's the only spot that has any, for me, a little privacy. It's okay. It's an RV park, so you know what that is. But it'll be for a month, and that'll finish me up in New Mexico for this season. I'll leave out of here about this time next month, and leisurely head back to my home base in Central Texas, which I plan to take about anywhere from 3 to 5 days to accomplish. So we'll get there the 23rd of September. I got to go by Casita for a little, let them check some things. Casita in Rice, Texas, and it's not exactly on the way to my home base. I got to go all the way over to Interstate 45 and south a little bit to Rice, Texas. But anyway, it is a beautiful day here. Right now it shows to be 76 degrees. It's about what time, Rusty? It is 8:30-ish. We'll be at Mama Bear's and set up by 9:30 for sure or less. Cruising along at 52 miles an hour. Not a car on the highway but me right now. There's one coming towards me, but nothing behind me. How's Carrizozo? Nice place. How is Valley of the Fires? I tell you, there's 3 places that I've camped in New Mexico that really have what I call a nice, quote, view. Probably in order of beauty, I'd have to say Valley of the Fires is going to be right up near the top. It really is. It has you're in a valley and you got mountains all around. It can be a little warm in the summers, the downside, and another downside, it can be a little windy. What else? The next one would be probably Oliver Lee or Wild Rivers near Cuesta, New Mexico, north of Taos. It's Wild Rivers Recreation Area. It's a BLM area. No hookups of any kind there at Wild Rivers. You got water and electric at Oliver Lee State Park and the Valley of Fires Recreation Area near Carrizozo, the Bureau of Land Management. And water and electric for me now at my stage is pretty nice. I like it. Because if the day gets a little warm, you just flip on the air conditioner. If you're boondocking, you flip yourself outside and try to find a shade. Because when you're boondocking, you're never going to get the inside temperature cooler than the outside temperature. It ain't going to work. So if it's 85 outside, it's going to be 85 inside or more. But having said that, the trip's been good. I'm enjoying this, and I plan to do this every year. The difference is next year I will probably hang out more in Capitan, assuming, an assumption is the mother of all mistakes, but it looks like I'll be able to get the electric hooked up if I start the process in February or March. And I've already got an electrician. He's got me in his, quote, system, whatever that is. He's already come by and given me a bid. So we're good to go on that. As far as the road, I may just skip that. I really might, and just get me some weed killer and kind of, kill some grass around where I'm going to be sitting and walking. Because I don't want to mow. Mowing is out. And planting a garden is out. I want to be able to just pack up and go anytime I want to. Will I travel using Capitan as a home base? Sure. Where will I go? I don't know. I have no plan. None at all. This is the intersection of 54 and 380. If you go right, you go to Tularosa, Alamogordo. If you go straight ahead, you go to Capitan. If you go directly opposite, go west, you go to Socorro and Interstate 25. I got to sneeze. That's a sneeze, in case y'all didn't know what that was. Yes, sir, I've enjoyed this visit immensely here in Carrizozo. Met a lot of people, saw a lot of things in Carrizozo. The art thing was really interesting. Downtown on 12th Street. And, you know, it expands your horizons, even though you may not understand it a lot, which I don't, but I kind of manage. I do okay, believe it or not. It makes you more worldly. You know, this place here said they were going to have a moving sale on the 17th and 18th. Well, they really got some good stuff there. They got about 5 ice chests and a bunch of junk. But you know, whenever you have a garage sale, I call it a garbage sale. That's about what it is. How does that relate to RVing? I know we're going directly into the sunlight right now. There's not much I can do about that. We turn off to the right a little bit here in just a few minutes. But we are headed not quite due east. Doesn't matter. But on and on we go, guys. Where we stop, nobody knows. You know, I got one gnat in the truck. Well, I did have. Now I don't have it. I got him. Yeah, I got him. You know, to try to kill a gnat and you flip your truck over, that's really great, isn't it? Yeah, but when there's no wind here in Carrizozo or anywhere, the insects will drive you to drinking. Even in Central Texas on my patio, if there's no breeze, the gnats are probably the worst. Mosquitoes, you know, you can wear a long sleeve shirt and stuff, and there's very few mosquitoes there in Central Texas anyway. So, you know, that's not a problem. But the gnats, flies aren't a problem, mosquitoes aren't a problem, but gnats, because they want to get in your ears, your nose, your eyes. Well, we're cruising now, guys. We're rolling past on the left. Well, you won't be able to see it. On the left is, did I start the video? I hope I did. Ooh, this guy took a chance, didn't he? I can't even see if the video is going. I assume it is, because this side of the screen is just black. What's going on in Capitan? Not a thing. No more rodeos for a while. Nothing, you know, nothing special that I know of. But we'll check it out. We'll check it all out. It's just good. It just feels good to be on the road again. My casita back there, it tows so good, so easy. It's easy. It's the easiest tow trailer I've ever had, and I have had several. Believe me. I mean, some of them you just work. This one right here is okay, even though we're fixing to start climbing up here in the mountains, because we're going to go up about 1,200 feet from Carrizozo to Capitan, because it's 6,500 approximately in Capitan, and I think it's 5,200 in Carrizozo, maybe 54. Mountains all around, kind of desert mountains until you get close to Ruidoso, and then you got a little forest on them. I think it's Lincoln National Forest. Can't believe I've been out here this long, man. Time just, of course, you know, it wouldn't matter where you are. Time's still going to go at the same rate. But came out. Let's see, I left Texas on April the 1st. I sure did. I went to Iraan, and then I went over to Columbus and stayed at Pancho Villa State Park, 3 miles from Palomas, Mexico. Yeah, it's 3 miles from the border of Mexico. Then I went over to, where did I go from there? I think I went to Oliver. No, I didn't. I went to Cavallo Lake. And then I went to Aguirre Springs, but I didn't stay there very long. And then I went to Valley of the Fires, and then back to, where did I go? Three Rivers Petroglyph site, then back to Oloree, and then back to Valley of the Fires, and then we went to Cochiti Lake, Corps of Engineers for a few days, and then I went up to where did I go? Oh, over to Wild Rivers, and tried to boondock and got the people that came in late with the generator. That was a winner, but that's, that doesn't happen that often. It's not a big deal. Then I came back to Valley of the Fires, and now I'm going to, well, of course I forgot the BLM campground. I went to near Fort Stanton, went there a couple of times, stayed on my lot in Capitan for a few days, boondock. So I think I counted, I moved 15 times in, let's see, April, May, June, July, 4.5 months. That seems like a lot, doesn't it? It's a good life for me, guys. It's a good life for me. I'm a single old man. I got got two boys that are grown and have their own careers. I got a grandson that's starting out in life, and they're into their own thing, and I'm out of the way, which is where I should be. If they want to ask me a question, they can. They rarely do, because they know I give them the answer unvarnished. And they may not. Sometimes they don't like that, and I wouldn't either when I was their age. You don't want to hear. You don't want to be hit in the head with the cutting edge of truth. Everybody says they want the truth. I'm not too sure they do. Might not be as enlightening as you think. Comes a big old motorhome. You see how flat that is in the front? I mean, that's like pushing a wall down the highway. At least my truck and my RV are somewhat aerodynamic. But I'm just rambling, guys, and that's what this video is going to be for another few minutes. For those of you that get tired of this crap, turn it off. Don't leave a negative comment. Just shut it off and go somewhere else. Negative comments are a total waste of time. Doesn't accomplish a single thing. It doesn't mean anything to YouTube, because it's all mathematical formulas, all algorithms. For the number of videos they handle worldwide, I'd say the number of people, personnel, if you could do a comparison, like how many people per 1,000 videos do they have on payroll, or per million? I bet you'd be surprised. It's very few, because you can't call anybody. Everything's done by email, and that's it. Very frustrating. It's okay when everything's working, but if you have any kind of issues, you're screwed. Right up here, if you go to the right, you go to Nogales and Ruidoso. Nogales is a nice little town. I looked at that, but they've got a little store there, a little mercantile that's open a couple of days a week. Other than that, you have to go to Ruidoso. The place that caught my fancy years ago was Capitan, and now I am a landowner in Capitan. I own a lot, city lot, fixing to have water and electric come next year. Water and trash, sewer is $58 a month, I think, and then electricity is the availability fee is $26 per month. At my home base in Texas, water only is $62 a month, and electricity, the availability fee is $22. Approximately the same. But the good thing about the Texas property, whenever I leave there, I can put the water on vacation and they don't bill me. They charge me $40 for a reconnect, but being gone 4 or 5 months a year, that saves you $200, or saves me. And in Capitan, you can disconnect the water. I think it's $75 to disconnect and $100 to reconnect. So there's $175 a year just thrown into the air. Plus roughly $300 a year for electric, whether you use it or not. So that's $375 a year just to have that lot available for 5 months a year. Is that expensive? Well, figures out to be about $30 a month to have a place to go 5 months a year in the summer, 4 or 5 months. Is that worth it to me? Yeah, it is. It is now. A few years ago it wouldn't have been, because I wouldn't have wanted to stay in Capitan for 4 or 5 months. And I may not next year. It may be a few more years before I settle down to stay there all the time. But when I come to Capitan, but if I want to go from Capitan up to the northern parts of New Mexico, it's a 4-hour pull, which is not bad. And I may do that, I'm not sure. And I may, one day, people talk about getting you a place in Montana. I don't plan on getting a place in Montana. I've been to Montana, and Wyoming, Montana, and over in Idaho and different places years ago, and it's beautiful. There's a lot of beautiful things there, but man, if you go in camping, it's getting pretty crowded out here, guys. I mean, in fact, I got on the internet and checked for a reservation at Oliver Lee. Nothing, even for one night for the next 2 weeks anyway. And there's nothing going on over there. But there probably are available, the walk-in sites, or whatever you call it, non-reservable sites. We climb all the way up these hills here, mountains, till we get to a spot called Indian Divide. And it really is the high point on this road, because coming from Capitan to Carrizozo, once you go over Indian Divide, you can coast all the way to Carrizozo almost. And it's the same way going towards Capitan. Once you get over Indian Divide, which is a couple more miles up here, then you just go right on down into the valley of Capitan. At the peak, I think it's around 7,000 feet. At Indian Divide, I think it's around 7,000, 7,200 feet. And that's not high. I mean, for people that live in Colorado, that's the flatlands, Well, I take that back. If they live in eastern Colorado, that is flatland. Western Colorado, or central, where the Rockies are. Isn't this a wonderful video? I am talking to myself, guys. I hope some of you are listening. Beautiful drive through the mountains here, if I've got the video going, which I think I do. But we'll let it go till I get all the way to Mama Bear's. Why? Why not? I might say something important. I might say something worth listening to. I love this area, guys. I like Central Texas too, particularly in the winter. Now out here, the winters aren't that bad. They don't get that deal. They say they get. I looked at the statistics, or whatever, the averages and so forth, and it shows more snow than the people than the people in the Capitan will tell you. they will tell you in the past few years they've had hardly any snow. And in Carrizozo, they just get a dusting every now and then. So for a winter place, Carrizozo probably would be pretty nice. You'd still get a little winter, but it wouldn't be bad. I mean, you wouldn't be snowed in. See, we're coming up on, this is, when we cross over this hill here, this is getting close to it. Right around the corner of this hill, there's going to be a sign that says Indian Divide. And my old Ram truck says, Rusty, why are you going up this hill? This is no fun. You know, something else I'll mention to you guys. If you're towing an RV, you're going to have to change your oil more often than you normally would, because that engine really works. Well, my 6-cylinder does if you had a 5.7. Here, this is Indian Divide right here. When we go over this little mound right here, pretty much coast all the way into Capitan. And we're about 10 miles out, as I recall. Maybe not that far. Yeah, probably 10 miles. There's a place over there called Ranchman's Camp Meeting, and they do actually have ranch people or ranchers meetings there once a year, maybe more. I saw a sign there here a month ago that said meeting in process or meeting now. This old road's pretty rough, and it's pretty rough all the way to Roswell, and I got to go 380 into Texas much later. Let's worry about that tomorrow, next month. Temperature now shows to be 74, so we're going down a little bit. You know, this highway is heavily patrolled by police. I mean, the sheriff, well, never mind, I know why it is. This is the only road around. Never mind, I answered my own question. There aren't that many roads for them to patrol. There's this one and the one going to Ruidoso, and that's it. On the road again, just can't wait to get on the road again. Going places that I've never been before. Years ago, I really loved that, but now a little predictability kind of makes me feel good. I still like a little, every now and then I get all fired up and take a shot in the dark, but not like I used to. Man, I'd do anything. Hell, I've been down roads I promise you people wouldn't go on. I have. Camped in places that my hair stood up all night. Why'd I do that? I don't know, because I just, at that age, I was bulletproof. And the people around me must have thought, hell, he's probably as crazy as we are. And little did they know, I probably was. I still think about that girl dancing, Jasmine. That was really, I was thinking, Rusty, could you do that? And the answer kept coming up, no way. But I mean, it had a flavor to it, you know what I mean? There was a purpose. I mean, it was, you know, it's soaking in now a little bit. It's getting through that first quarter inch of concrete. It's a pretty drive from Carrizozo to Capitan, and it's also a pretty drive from Capitan to Ruidoso. And you know, for a nice drive, they have a kind of a triangle here that for bikers it would be nice. You'd go from, say, Ruidoso to down towards Carrizozo, and then take a right, come back through Capitan and back to Ruidoso. Or you could go, instead of going back that way, you could go through Fort Stanton, which is a nice windy road through the mountains. And on a motorcycle or in a convertible, that'd be pretty nice if the temperature was right. Yeah, they got everything you need here in Capitan. They got a place to get propane. Of course, they got a place to get bottled water if you need it. I don't need it at the campground. I've got a filter, one of those Camco filters on the hose that hooks up to the RV, and then I have a pitcher filter inside that I put the water in. So I actually double filter the drinking water. Actually, I double filter the cooking water too. Why? Because it's easy. And I just leave my water heater on electric. Why? Like, I don't know. It doesn't cost that much more than propane to run it on electric. The only downside is when it's on electric, it's on all the time. I mean, I don't switch it on and off. I could. Oh, it's just a matter of opening that little door and turning it on and off. But and the really only real time I use any hot water is when I take a shower. The rest of the time I don't, because I use paper plates. Yeah, it's 6,365 feet. We're fixing to come by Levi's bed and breakfast on the right. Right there. I don't see him outside. Sometimes he's sitting out in his chair just rocking back and forth. Did all that himself. This old video's gone. I know it's been bouncing around all over everywhere, and probably it ain't a very good video, but who knows, maybe that image stabilization works. Speed limit 45, I'm going for 40, so I'm good. I understand they're banning Roundup, the weed killer stuff, that they've banned it or they're taking it off the market. Well, if they are, I didn't know about it, but anyway, I bought some at Walmart the other day because I've got a bush that I want to get rid of that's been cut down, but the stumps are still there, and I noticed some little green sprouts, so I sprayed it. Alright guys, I'll let you off the hook here in just a minute. So boy, here's breaking the speed limit, and he's going all of 15 miles an hour. You know, that's the first time I've come up on anybody going slower than me. Or first time in a long time. There's a yard sale there too. You know, why would anybody want to buy a yard? I have never figured that out. You know, you can buy grass anywhere. Yep, Mama Bear. The only trick is getting in this little old spot, because there's another RV right pretty close, because she kind of jams them in there. Well, you know, makes money. And this little restaurant here called Smoky Bear Restaurant, for breakfast, it is always crowded. Well, we're here, guys. This is Mama Bear right here. And now I gotta figure, well, I was thinking that was gonna happen. So I gotta go. I can't pull over there and back in. So I already have a plan. We're gonna go around the loop and come back. I gotta constipate a little bit here, guys, or concentrate. Yeah, I can't pull there. What are you looking at, old man? First time you've seen a human being? Looked like me. He said, God damn, there's another human. What's happening, old boy? He's saying, well, there ain't no place back here. I know that. There's that old gal right there. She's the one that said she didn't have a TV. Right here in the black. Hey, that's my woman there. I don't know how old she is. Yeah, getting in here today is going to be a little bit of a trick. The reason I did that loop is when I back in, I want to be looking on that right side, because they haven't left me a great way to get in here. Okay, where's my electric? There's the electric there. Oh no, there's mine over there. Okay, all right, I gotta remember now. Let's pull up here and we'll get it in here. Anyway, guys, I'm going to end the video so I can constipate a little bit or concentrate. So thumbs up, carpe diem, adios, buy anything you want anytime, but if you think about it, use the link to Amazon products. Keep your health, and we'll talk again later. Adios, amigos. 30 minutes. Damn, I didn't realize that long. Bye-bye.